Hi everyone, thank you all for joining us. Today I'm joined by Tony and we'll be discussing Chapter 3 and Volume 2 of the Basic Elements of the Christian Life. The title of this chapter is Deep Calls Unto Deep. Tony, in this chapter we make a turn from the previous chapters toward a kind of deeper and more serious experience in our Christian life. And it's related to this matter of deep calls unto deep. Can you begin our fellowship today by discussing what this phrase means, deep calls unto deep?
Deep calls unto deep. We've seen in the earlier chapters of Basic Elements series how to touch the Lord in our spirit, how to contact the Lord. And in this particular chapter, Watchman Nee is touching a pitfall that we really need to be aware of. The Christian life is not a superficial life. The Christian life is something private, it's personal, and it takes time in a secret way before God to accumulate a hidden life. The example is a seed growing in the ground and having deep roots. And this provides a structure to support the upward growth, the leaves. If we're those who are not taking care of our private time with the Lord, contacting the Lord, and guarding those experiences before men, then we will just be a superficial Christian. It's a lot of show, but no content, so that when others touch us, they don't receive anything from the depths. Nothing in their deepest part is affected by our testimony, by our service, and by our work.
Okay, so you mentioned this matter of having a hidden life with the Lord, and the chapter gives an example from Mark chapter 4 related to this. Can you tell us more about this example in Mark 4?
In Mark chapter 4, the Lord describes different situations related to the seed, which is the Word of God. One seed is sown by the wayside, and the birds came and quickly ate them up. Didn't get a chance to grow. Another type of seed fell in rocky places, not much earth. So immediately they sprung up, but there's no root system, and they wither and die. Another was sown among thorns, and they were choked. But one seed landed in good earth, and it was able to send down deep roots, and it thrived and produced manyfold. And this is the point with the Christian life, is that we receive something from the Lord, the Spirit in the Word, and that needs to be cared for in a particular way so that the spiritual life that we have can go deep within us, and we can gain a strong base in our Christian life. Otherwise, we might be those who have some outward response to the gospel, to Christian things, and we're quite outward and superficial, but there's nothing of substance in our being. And this was the concern Watchman Nee had in this chapter, Deep Calls Unto Deep.
This parable really helps us to see that, our heart can be one of three conditions. And we want our heart to be the good earth, which is conducive for the seed to take root and to grow. And so for this, as we mentioned earlier and as the chapter discusses, we need to have a hidden life with the Lord where we're spending time with Him in secret. We're having this kind of hidden life with Him, and it gives us this opportunity for these roots to grow and for us to have a deeper experience of Christ.
Right.
So thank you for joining us for this segment. In the next segment, we'll continue our fellowship on this chapter and discuss two specific examples from the Old Testament and the New Testament related to deep calls unto deep.